It's funny walking through sand. So many memories in playgrounds, toes digging dirt, falling from monkey bars, scraping elbows on the rough and soft at the same time surface. Strange to think one day I'll return to it. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. To Allah we belong, and to Allah we will return. My uncle Jaleel died very recently. The hospital bed inside our living room left empty, pillows still fluffy and warm, my hand on his forehead and his chest, saying goodbye. Disbelief pouring through me from top to bottom, blowing him a masked kiss. They put him in a bag, green. Quran, reciting him to sleep. Say salam to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from us. Love you, Jaleel Chacha. Love you, Jaleel Chacha, knowing he could still hear us. Hands gently covering him with bare earth. Happier memories, too. When he first came home from the hospital, huge smile, gesturing he could rest peacefully now. Dancing, two fingers up, delighted Bhangra. His request to taste an orange after a month in ICU and ventilator from COVID. Mouthing, and me wanting to treat every orange, every fruit like that from now on with that much reverence. His request for us to sing songs to him, landing on My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, feminine voices ringing at 4 a.m. as he swayed his head, eyes closed to the music. Praying together. Let me take you through a growing up moment in his life, in his own words and voice. A time when he was young enough to be running around playgrounds and navigating school.
At a young age, I can tell you a story. It was Pakistani Independence Day,
Mm.
and there was in New York. I must have been maybe 6, 7 years old, and we went to this big gathering of Pakistan Independence Day, and all these bands were, and they had a competition. So what they did was they put me in the competition. Like I didn't know anything, but there was a couple of songs I used to love to, Desi songs it was. I used to dance to that or whatever. And I went up on stage and a little kid. They had a little one speaker boom box with a tape player, one speaker. Put that on, put a tape in there, listen, and I won first prize.
Yes, I can see that.
I just jammed it on, like everyone just loved it, you know. So I love
That's
I
amazing.
love music. I love to sing and dance and dance and dance and then entertain.
Mm, mm, wow. So, what did your parents ever tell you this is what it means to be an adult? You have to do these things in order to be an adult. Or what sort of messages did you get from your parents, maybe from your school about what it means?
Well, for the parents, it was always about respecting your elders.
Mhm.
Uh, you were supposed to be the first to offer everything. That was one of the biggest things. So even till today, that habit or that what they've ingrained in my brain is that you enter a room, you say "Assalamu alaikum" first, and say it
Mm,
loud enough that everyone hears.
mm.
So I would walk into "Assalamu alaikum," it's really loud and everything is like, oh. So yeah, that was very important. Um, I was taught that underneath my mother's feet was Jannat, and to respect your mother. Uh, my father taught me very, very amazing life lessons. I had the birds and the bees talk with him. This is open, right? You understand what I'm
Yeah,
talking about, right?
yeah.
So I was at the age of 10 that he spoke to me about that, and and he told me after the age of 10 that he would never discipline me, like ow, pop, pop, he would
Mm,
not, after the age of 10, because now you're older now, you're double digits, and you have to be responsible. You can't lie. Um, Whatever you do, you have to take responsibility for it. In
mm,
school, I was a very, very afraid person, very scared kid. I remember that in second grade, I had bunked, I had skipped a large portion of the year because I was scared of two people And even though I had approached my teacher about it, uh, she scared me even more. And one day my mother found out because every day I was coming back home. It's a half day. It's a half day. I'd leave, go
Oh.
around the block, hang out at some grocery store, or whatever, play pinball or whatever, and come back and at half day. So one day my BB said, "Pote, इतने सारे half day कैसा हो गया तुम्हारा? चलो, school चलो." And he called. I think Shaquille was home or somebody was home, something like that. चलो school चलो. गाड़ी में बैठ के फिर school गए. मैं रो रहा हूँ, नहीं नहीं मैं कुछ नहीं कुछ नहीं कुछ नहीं कुछ नहीं। वहाँ आगे तो पता चला कि ये बंदा जो है, क्योंकि घर में मेरे ख्याल से लेटर भी आया था कि तुम्हारे बच्चे कहाँ हैं। एंड वहाँ गया तो फिर पता चला कि भाई, फिर मैंने बताया कि वो दो लड़के थे, Jose, was a Puerto Rican kid from the south side of Jamaica, and uh, Freddie, God, uh, African American kid. These guys were just big, and I was small for my age at that time, and I was scared. They would beat me up, and they would make me buy them. There was a candy, very popular candy called Now or Later, called Now
Mm.
Laters, and banana flavor, all the watermelon flavor, and it used to cost like I don't know, 5, 10 cents or whatever it was. But I had to bring it. If I didn't bring it, they would beat me up.
Oh,
So
wow.
so when I didn't have the money, I didn't go to school, and I was too afraid to tell
Oh.
anybody at home. And I was too afraid. And when I told my teacher about it, uh, she didn't do anything about it. And when BB found out, she went in there, started yelling at the teacher in Urdu.
Yes.
"हरामजादी, उल्लू की पट्टी, मेरे बेटे को तुम सुन दे, तो उसको वो पिट." क्योंकि one day that guy punched me, and I still have punched me. I was bleeding. My nose,
Oh.
I went home and I had blood on my shirt. And I said, "Oh, kuch nahi," and I made excuses. But then, uske baad, coming of age, man, that was a big, big time. Your dad was the one who took me under his wing and taught me how to defend myself by watching karate movies. We used to watch karate movies, and and he would say, we would go to like a theater and watch karate, and we would memorize all the moves and how to hold our hands and how to block and how to this, and we'd practice downstairs, and then we'd bow down to, it was just a typical, learning, because he was young too, and we'd practice and practice, and then I remember going to school the following, I think it was the following year, or even the same year. I went in there, and the guy who was picking, the same guy, Jose, picked a fight with me. And this time I put my book bag down because all the time I'd run and cry and sit down. And I would sit down, and then he would beat me up while I was sitting down because I would cover up. And then he taught me to, and I said, okay, I got up and I fought the guy, beat the crap out of him, uh,
Wow.
because he didn't scare me. And once I remember, this is so clear. I remember, of course, so clear. I landed a punch on him, and he stumbled back. What that meant to me at that point was I'm not weak.
Mm.
I also have the ability to, at that moment, to protect myself and to uh, push away any danger. So that was like a big. I remember that first punch. It was like hit him. He stumbled back, and like all the, because the crowd, fight, fight. There's a fight at 3 o'clock, and all the kids would come around, and every time I'd get beat up. So when I got beat up, then the other kids would come and try to bully me too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, but after that, I was good.
How old were you?
I was second and third grade.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Wow,
was
wow.
that was huge. That was huge for me. That was huge for me. I remember. After that, I could walk in. Then after that, I protected other kids. When other kids were getting
Wow.
bullied, I would go up and say, "Hey, don't bother this kid." That changed everything. That changed my ability to do anything. And then later
Wow.
on, it became a philosophy for me. It's always face your fears, no matter what.
Wow.
At one point, if you have a fear of something, face it, go and do it.